Hi everyone, this is me, Moonlight Guidance. I hope you're doing well. We're going to have a look, see what's coming through, what messages, information, clarity I can give to you. This is for your reading. If this resonates with you, please do like, please do like, subscribe and comment down below, especially if you claim this reading or it resonates with you. And we are going to have a look, and this is a safe space where you're always very welcome. Okay, personal readings, services, items, rituals, etc. Thousands of 5-star reviews. Everything is linked down below and on my website, shopmoonlightguidance.com, and also on my Etsy store as well. So everything's there. Let's have a look. Okay, there is a card that's just fallen on the floor. Only one this time, only one. We got the King of Cups. I like the King of Cups, I really do. It's one of those cards that just makes you feel really sort of warm and fuzzy. Honestly, it's a card that I just feel is really someone that you can just go to. Like someone that you can literally just go to. You can express all of your fears, insecurities, emotions, vulnerabilities, and you know what? That person just listens. Like this card is a touching card. It's a very, very touching card, okay? Now we have here the opposite. I don't say that in a bad way, okay? Because this is the partner of the Empress, okay? But the Emperor is someone that you kind of feel like you have to challenge a little bit, right? Sometimes you feel like you've got to play a bit of a game with the Emperor. The Emperor is with the King of Cups, and the Emperor is also with the King of Pentacles. What I think is really interesting is that it's this sort of 3-in-1 energy that I feel you've been dealing with. You were dealing with someone here who felt every aspect of what I just described, okay? First and foremost, at one point you felt like you could be vulnerable with this person, right? You could express your feelings, your emotions, you could be yourself, but at the same time you also felt like you couldn't say too much, and that's the Emperor kicking in. Because you felt like you always kind of had to challenge this person. You kind of had to be, sort of keeping them on their toes. You had to say the right things, do the right things in order for them to do a bit more in terms of their action. At the same time, you felt like, this person could, be sort of like a rock, you could rely on this person, but you still feel somewhat like this person had a bit of an ego. Still somewhat had a bit of an ego, which you couldn't understand, It's interesting because you felt touched by this person. There's a person here that you felt so touched by, okay? And you felt like you could be yourself until you couldn't. And you felt like you still kind of had to be a bit of a challenge to this person. And you felt like you just had to kind of, and it's overwhelming. And that's the one thing that I will say here is that you felt overwhelmed by this kind of energy. Now with the 3 of Cups here, and also the 5 of Cups, and also the 6 of Cups, there's a very profound thing here where you have felt quite sort of let down by this person's actions because you felt like it's not enough. I want to know what this person's got to also think, what this person also thinks about this situation as well, okay? Because from your perspective, you felt like this person was a safe person. You could open up to them, but also you had to challenge them at times. You had to kind of show that you're more independent perhaps than you were. You had to be more secure in yourself, or show that you're more secure in yourself than you are, so that they kind of don't think less of you. They don't think you're desperate, and it's not that you were desperate, but I think the way you've grown up is you've grown up in a way where you want to express yourself. You want to, show to a person you love them, you care about them. You do things a lot quicker than the average person, because when you see a good person or a good thing, you don't want to miss out on it. You want to make sure that no one else could snap it up, a bit like at a store. If you see something and you think it's good value, or you think, wow, I haven't seen this at a store for such a long time, like wow, or something limited edition, you want to have it because you understand the value of it. You don't want it to end up in the hands of something else, right? Or someone else. And that's the thing here, is that you've tried to kind of be balanced on all sides, not necessarily to play a game, but to be with this person, right? To make them also see that they've got something valuable here. And you feel kind of let down because 3 of Cups here shows that they may have been prioritizing other people. I keep saying the word prioritizing a lot in the recent readings. And I think that recently that's been happening a lot with many of you, is that they've been prioritizing, or have in the past prioritized people over you. Like a lot of people over you. And you felt kind of let down in many ways. You've kind of felt like they don't care so much. They're not doing enough. And even with the Five of Cups, that really hurt you because, you see, they're spending time with these 3 cups here, and these 3 cups have fallen over. It hurts you. You know that you're not you feel like you're not enough. Yes, this person may have, given you gifts and given you a bit of time here and there and given you some romantic words. They may have even told you that they loved you, but you haven't felt that love. You haven't felt loved. You haven't felt loved. You haven't necessarily felt loved. Gosh, when things just align in your mind and you're like, oh my God, like this makes so much sense. I feel like some of you may be having that moment, where this person has given according to what they believe is love. So already their version of events is, but I already gave to you so much. And that is according to how they've grown up, according to how much they have loved, according to the emotion they have felt. This person, I don't think they feel as deeply as you do. They don't let on emotion as strong as you do. So something that really profoundly impacts you, perhaps it only impacts them like 30%, maybe 70%. It doesn't reach the full 100% of what impacts you. If someone tells you that they love you, that would go like 1000% to your core, right? But if someone tells them like, oh yeah, I love you, it will maybe go like 60-70%. And it's not to say they don't love you, it's more so the fact that the depth of their emotion is not as deep as yours. It's like having the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean, right? One's probably going to be deeper than the other, right? Sure, they're both oceans, just like both of you are human beings. But we have here the Ten of Swords, I need to really see, okay, I'll explain that Ten of Swords in a second, but I need to understand and see what their version of things is, what their version of everything was, because we also have still the Two of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords that I didn't read. And I think this person's been hurt so much in the past that they haven't wanted to give everything. They haven't wanted to express everything. They've not wanted to prioritize all their time with you because they've been hurt before. So it's almost like they're keeping that for themselves. And the best way I can explain it is, imagine if someone, right, let's say, they love you so much, they've not had past hurt before. They spend all of their time with you. They spend all of their energy with you. They go out with you everywhere. They make memories with you. They spend time in your home or wherever. And let's say then randomly, abruptly, they break up with you, or they annoy you so much that you have to break up with them, whatever happens. Everything reminds them of you. Everything, every meal they ate, every place they went, everything, because you did everything. Even if you involved friends into the picture, every single one of their friends could be reminding them of you. Not because they're telling them, but because they just have that memory. So what I see with this person is, because they have been hurt in the past, this time they wanted to keep things to themselves as well. They didn't want to expose you to everyone. They didn't want to expose you to all of their friends. They didn't want to expose you to all of their things, their hobbies, their goals, their dreams, whatever. They didn't want to expose you to all of that, because if something happened, they would have a place to retreat to where there is no memory of you attached to it. And it is just sad. It's sad. It's sad. Eight of Pentacles. Death card. Okay. That's why that happened. That's why we see those 3 cards there. Okay. Death card. There's been some kind of separation or something that has not quite worked in this situation. They thought they did everything, okay? They thought that they worked really hard towards this connection, but I don't believe that they felt like they did everything. But obviously on your side, it wasn't enough, right? It wasn't enough. You kind of had to do a lot more from what I am seeing. Even with the Hanged Man, they feel like they did a lot. And they just feel like, well, in the end, it wasn't enough for this person, so it wasn't enough, blah, 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 blah. Page of Swords, they feel like, they did as much as they could. Star as well, very powerful, very, very significant. They, on their side of things, they felt like they did as much as they could. Which, on your side, you're thinking, that's pathetic because they barely did anything. Even if they introduced you to their friends, even if they went to places, even if they wanted you to be a part of their life, still they were not giving you all of themselves. Okay, because you might think to themselves, well, Moonlight, yeah, they did introduce me to my family. Or you may be thinking, yeah, they did introduce me to the co-workers. They did also introduce me to family, and they introduced me to friends, but they were still keeping a part of themselves away from you out of fear. And that you could feel, right? Because they still weren't 100% prioritizing you. They were not giving you perhaps more one-on-one time. They perhaps weren't giving you more of their own time, more of their own energy, more of something, right? And that is also showcased by the King of Swords, this really profound energy of not giving you enough, not doing enough, not being enough. Like they thought that they gave you enough, but they didn't, right? So they think on the side of their love story like, oh, I did enough. I gave enough. Why? Because that was the capacity of what they could give based on the hurt that they went through. And they went through. So if anyone needs more information or answers on your situation, I do offer personal tarot readings. So everything's on my website, shopmoonlightguidance.com. This is the reading. This is what I have for you. And I really hope it helped. All right. Take care, everyone.